Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to work on the scooter. My wife has always wanted a scooter. I've always wanted to get her on a motorcycle, so this is the start. I saw this pop up for a couple $100 and I had the extra cash, so we're going to make this into a nice rideable unit. There's a bunch of things wrong with it, so this is a challenge. But I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to get it going. I'm going to show you all the problems first, obviously, but let's get to it. Move it over. Oh yeah. This isn't connected yet. It's got all the hardware in it. So, after looking it over, got a few things to do with it. There's a few extra parts in here from the prior owner. Said that it needed a throttle cable, and I opened this up and there's a carb in here, and there's a new carb sitting on it right now. There was a decent mouse nest, as you can see, it's all over it in here, so carb is probably still good, but he's got a new one on there, so I'll just leave it on there for now. Extra part, looks like a new part right there, but we'll find out if we can use it or not. But this is all apart right now. We'll put it all together, obviously, but my main goal today is to get it running. So this is a Keeway F-ACT 50, and it's really cool because the previous owner said that it actually has remote start on it. I've never seen a scooter with remote start on it, so I think this is going to be pretty interesting. Supposedly it also has an alarm on it, but it's kind of like, you know, a car alarm, but it's pretty cool. And it said that it was the top-notch model of its year, so it'd be cool to get this going and try all that stuff out. So let's take a look at the goods here. I've got some parts already. I've looked it over. I know I need fuel line, so I got some fuel line. This is a fuel line coming from the tank right here, and everything in here is pretty gnarly, not gonna lie. I'm gonna clean it up a bunch. There was a rat's nest or mouse nest in it, so I've got to make sure that everything is not chewed up like this. This is where the battery goes. Take all that apart. This is where the mouse nest was. So as you can see here, I don't know if you can see it, but that's all the chew marks there and there. But I got a battery. I got this battery off of Amazon for like, I think it was like $20, and it does exactly what I need it to do, because I went to the local parts store and this same thing was $114, so that's a steal. Alright, so I hooked this guy up. It actually turns over. I don't want to turn it over a whole lot because I'm pretty sure there's no oil in that cylinder right now, so I didn't want to ruin anything any more than it had been. But that actually is the throttle cable that the prior owner was talking about, and I went out. Well, I didn't go out. I went out on my phone, and I got a new cable right here, because this one is solid. Like I can't even, you can't do nothing with it. So this actually links up to There's actually like a two-way throttle junction in there. But this is the throttle cable, and it just doesn't move at all. So here's your carb, little inline filter. And another problem is that the tank actually is really got a lot of rust in it. So I got to, I'm thinking that there was ethanol in it, and then he put it away. It hasn't been used for a whole lot of time, like years. As you can see, if you can see, there's rust down in there. So I actually got a tank clean and seal kit. So, and that is right here. So that one right there is what you need when you have a nasty tank that you need to clean out and seal up if you need to. But I think we'll do the whole thing. So we'll get to that at some point. Maybe not this video, but what I want to do is I want to get this running. So I actually took the side of the flywheel off, the flywheel cover off, and that's what this is right here. So that goes on there, but I got some parts sitting in there. But and the other reason why the fuel tank is probably all messed up is because the rubber on the gas cap is completely shot. It's got a bunch of cracks in it. But I've been having a little bit of trouble to find a replacement cap. But so if we look up in here, let me get a light on it. So that's the fuel line going to the filter. As you can see, it's not really great. It's got holes in it. Actually, it had a hole in it. Yeah, it's got a crack in it right here. So that's why I'm replacing it. See that right there? So what I want to do is just get this hooked up. Put a little fuel in there. This is hooked up wrong, by the way. This is hooked up right to the oiler port. Actually, I might be wrong here, but we'll figure it out. We'll get it hooked up to the right spot, and because I wasn't able to see this before he was working on it himself. So, but yeah, all the electronics work at least. But that's a start. We'll start get the throttle hooked up. We'll get the throttle hooked up, and we'll go from there. All right, so we'll take a look at this right here. It's not in bad shape. Just need to clean it. So once I'm done doing all this, I'll clean it all up, and it's going to look pretty sweet. She'll have a nice ride. As you can see here, this is the throttle attachment for the looks like an auto oiler. I hadn't actually seen one of these before, but when I opened up the flywheel cover, because of the fact that there's oil all over the place here, that's what I found. And so the oiler has a little throttle on it as well. So what I want to do is I want to see if I can just bypass the oiler and just premix, which shouldn't hurt anything. But see the tank right there that has all the oil in it, because I just don't want the oiler to fail and keep running the motor and toast it. So I'm gonna replace that throttle cable because the throttle cable is toast. So we'll see if we can start on that. So we're gonna see if I can get some extra light in here. It's nice when you collect a few things over the years. Nice halogen light. I gotta clean that off before I turn it on. That'll get nice and toasty. Alright, so I may not always have the right tools, but we'll make do. open this guy up, see what's in here. I used to have a scooter a long time ago when I was a kid, and I always wanted one, so I'm actually pretty excited to use this thing. I don't know if my wife's going to be able to use it. Yeah, it won't even move. So when this pulls, it pulls both the throttle cable and the oil cable. So a little bit of movement. Oh. So I'll just pop this whole thing out of here. I need to get that cable out. More background noise because of my heater in the house. That's okay. Always need heat. So it says throttle 2 and oil pump. So this one is the throttle. So I will pull both of them coming off anyway. This wrench to pull on it. Nope. Alright. Looks like we're going to run that cable no matter what. Now I don't even know if this is right. It doesn't look right at all. Might have to find some more parts before I get this loosened up. So. Keep working on it. Where was that? That one's nowhere. You can actually see it. Right there. Oops. You can see a little bit of oxidization right there. Be sweet if I had the right part. Be able to get it going today. But take the whole bottom part off of it. Get at it. Rerun that cable. Trying to find out where this cable runs in here so that I can pull it through properly. So I can always fix that using a string. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this string and electrical tape to tie it together, because I don't have that part right now. I kind of want to use this to just pull it out so I know where that cable goes. I don't want to take the whole entire panel off from the bottom right now if I don't have to, but this will just allow the string to go in the path of the cable. You just pull it out over here. Maybe I'll be able to get it working. There we go. Here it is. See if I can put you back there. Let's see if I can loosen this cable up. That worked. not moving at all. So, let's see if I can get this to move somehow. Ooh, that's, uh-oh, that's not good at all. Well, that would be the problem right there. Look at that. It's all rusted. That's crazy. How did that happen? I don't see a break in the line where that corrosion could have happened. That's not good. I don't want to do that either. Get slivers in your fingers when you do that, like I just did. So be careful when you're doing this stuff. Come on. Sweet. Rusty goodness. Yeah, I'm okay. Well, looks like I'm gonna order parts. Alright, so the point of this video is to get this running. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hook up that cable that I just broke to the carburetor, and we're going to just use that cable to open the throttle for us at this point. So this guy put this new carb on here. I guess it's hooked up properly, but we're going to just put some fuel into it and see if I can get it running just for a second. Do a little pre-mix and see how it goes. See if it's worth the efforts here. What do we got going on in here? Let's put that to the side. Trying to figure out what this throttle actually connects to at this point. I haven't actually worked on one of these in a long time, so we'll see how this works. Oh, I'm just going to take the carb out. There's no clamp on it. Just popping it right off. Just sit right here. You guys can see what I'm doing here. Pop that oiler right off. And that's the fuel line. I want to know how the throttle hooks up inside there. I haven't seen one like this. So that's your float valve. There's nothing for it to hook onto. So I'm doing this kind of like, oh, there it is, right there. You take the float valve out and you put the throttle right down into that notch right there, if you can see it. But smells like fuel in there. So let's get that put together. So put that right in there like that. That spring will hold that float valve down. And remember, this is just jury-rigged. I want to see this thing run so that we'll actually put the efforts into it. Okay. There. Actually, got to line it up properly. And now, we'll screw it back together. Take that screwdriver. Wherever I went with that. Got to get into a habit of putting my stuff back where I'm supposed to. Okay. is that not going down right? That is way too long. So that is a wrong screw for this. Maybe not. Just gotta keep going. Alright, so let's put this together. Force it through here. There we go. Finally busted through that little ridge there. So now I can pull the throttle. Yeah, right there. I have jury rigged it so it will work. It's just your drain hose right here. Alright. Put it all back together. Just stuff that back on there. There. So, throttle works. So this actually must be a vacuum off of the top or something here, because there's another line coming off of the bottom of the tank. So it's got to be like a little diaphragm pump on it. So probably gonna have to use that. And then hook this back up there. But we're not going to use that. We're going to do this. We're going to run some fuel through this filter. And I just got to figure out how to do that real quick. Problem solving time. So I solved the problem of fuel, because the tank is junk right now, and then I have to take that out and clean it out before I put any fuel into it, so I don't want to get a whole bunch of junk into it. But what I did was, I have a weed whacker here, and I just took the line off of the carb. The bulb will now force fuel into our carburetor on the bike. So we're going to try and run the fuel through it, if you can see it. If I have enough fuel in there. Here we go, see? It's going through. It's actually blasting it right down in there because it builds up pressure in the tank. Like when I took that off of there, it started spraying everywhere because it still had pressure on it. So, getting a little fuel down into the carb right now. Still see the bubbles flowing through. So we're going to now hook up the battery and see if we can't get this thing to fire over, and I can just, you know, rev it up that way if I need to. So let's hook this guy up. I get those parts right over here. This is got to be cleaned out too, so let me put that together real quick. If I can speak properly. Hey, look, it's got life. Look at that. Alright, let's see what it does. Oh, gotta hold the brake. Let's see if it needs more fuel. It's probably needing a lot since it's not had it in a long time. Look at all that going down in there. bubbles. My bubbles. Alright, holding the brake. Alright, so we're gonna throw some starter fluid into it. Let's see if that works. Yeah, horrible aim at this. Oops. Start the whole entire bike on fire. Dry it off a little bit. Try it again. Yeah, turn it on. I don't know if that's doing it, because see how that's all bubbling there? That means probably not the right spot to hook that into. Probably got no spark too. I haven't checked that, so it's like we're gonna pop the spark plug off, see if we got spark. Let's do that. Alright. If you can see it, that's a spark plug right there. Pop that off. I need tools. Alright. Let's see if we can. Oh, there it goes. I got nothing. Oh no. That's not good. That does not look good at all. It smells nasty. All that crap that was up inside that tank is now in that carb. So now I have to clean that carb. That sucks. Oh well. Just going to be a little bit longer before this runs. You know it has sparks. It has to. Alright, so I pulled that carb off again. You've already seen it come off, so all you have to do now is disconnect this connection here. So you just push that down, pop it off. There. Surprise, surprise, it's empty. I must have it hooked up to the wrong spot. It must. Must. What's this do? Is that it? That must be it. Must have it hooked up to the wrong spot. That must be where it's supposed to be hooked up, right there. It should be easy once I get it hooked up right. There we go. Expand that a little bit. Alright. Make it a little bit bigger, put it on the right port instead of trusting the last person who had it. Definitely the vacuum line for the tank valve. Oops. I'll be pushing down on that. Alright. Let's try that again, shall we? I got the spark plug back in there, and hopefully the fuel line's hooked up correctly. So let's see if we got that gas will go down in there properly this time. Fill that bowl. Yeah, it looks like it's going good this time. Maybe. I don't have enough in there to fill it up. Squeak, 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 squeak. Alright. Should be good. Let's try it again. I did clean off the spark plug a little bit, but we'll see if it actually gets fuel this time. Well, see if I put my hand over it and get some choke on it, I guess. Try it. There's fuel. Oh yes. So yeah, me and power switches don't get along apparently, because that right there is all I've been missing. That little power switch right there. So let's try it. Oh my goodness! Look at that. So let's try throttle. For a second. Probably needs to vacuum that pump. It's probably a diaphragm pump on the back of that, or on the bottom of the tank. Get some more fuel into it. So can hear it start. I need a third hand here, so I'm going to pull that throttle. Alright. Starting fluid. Dip for a second. Okay. And there you go. Alright. More fuel. More power. Starting to run out of battery here. Come on. I know you can do it. Started a little bit. Alright. There's probably not enough gas in the tank here. So, let's try it now. I flipped it over, right? Can you believe that? success. Obviously I gotta get some stuff figured out with the carbs and stuff like that before it will actually idle right, because obviously this is not on like a vacuum line or anything like that like it's supposed to be, but it's running off of a weed whacker tank, so I think that's a win. So so until next time, I'm gonna order some parts for it. I need the throttle cable, and it works, so I'm pretty happy with that. So I think the wife will be happy when I actually get it all working at this point. But it runs, smoking up my basement. So we'll see you in the next video where I get this thing up and running, and we'll see if we can ride it around and clean it up, because it's a sweet piece. It really is. Everything works. I'm just gonna clean up that wiring, and we'll go from there next time.